I've got 40 bucks. I'm at the thrift store. Let's see if we can turn it into 400 before the sun goes down. The sun sets at 7:10 tonight, so we need to move quickly. And almost right away, I see this dresser. The paint on it is really ugly and it has a bit of a cigarette smell, but for $32, it's worth it so we can completely transform it into a nice modern dresser. Let's take it home. All right, I just got back with the dresser, just taking a closer look at the damage here. The top and the base have a few chips and scratches, so I'll have to sand it all down and get a look at what it's like under all this paint. The drawers are missing a pole, so I picked up some new handles, which should help give the dresser a more modern feel. Let's get started. Our first step is to give it a good wipe down with soap and water to get off some of the grime. Now let's pull out the drawers, take off the old poles, and spray everything down with some cleaning chemicals to break down the smell even more. And after everything is all clean and smelling a lot better, we need to get started sanding. I start with an 80 grit on the top to help remove the old finish and paint. And after one pass, I realized that we're going to need to use some paint stripper to speed this process up. I spread a generous amount of chemical stripper with a brush, and after about 15 minutes, I scrape it off. The stripper helped remove a lot of the old finish, but to completely strip it would take hours. So let's switch back to the sander to prep for paint. I use a 100 grit and I make my way up to a 220 grit to get a smooth top. I use my circular sander on the top, then I switch to my smaller mouse sander on the more detailed parts of the dresser. After everything's all done being sanded, let's give the dresser a good wipe down to get off all the dust. While we let everything dry off, let's start prepping for painting, and if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to follow, it helps a ton. Thanks! To prep, I set up my painting tent to prevent overspray from getting everywhere. And this is our final look at the dresser before the new paint. I apply one coat of gray bonding primer so that our base coat adheres properly. And once it's dry, I apply 2 coats of the Satin Royal Orchard Green paint. Always make sure to apply thin coats so that your paint doesn't drip. About an hour after my first coat of green, I apply another to cover up any missed spots and get a deeper overall green color. While we let that paint dry, let's start adding the new handles to the drawers. The old handles were an unusual size, so we need to drill holes to fit the new handles. And once the green paint is fully dry, let's work on painting the top with a satin black paint. Since we're low on time, I just hit it with one heavy coat of black. Just a reminder, this is what the dresser looked like before and then after. I think it turned out great. The black top and the new handles really helped modernize this dresser. And I think this is one of the biggest transformations from before to after that I've ever done. Follow and like this video so you don't miss next week's flip.